A hunt for Hitler's elite SS troops unearths a mysterious soldier.
If you guys are going Russian, I'm going to go German. Can you imagine driving through here in like 1944, bullets shooting at you? This thing goes too slow for my liking.
In October 1944, the tide of World War II had turned, and Hitler's Germans were being pushed out of Eastern Europe by Stalin's Red Army.
Weather's perfect. Get out there, get our hands dirty and get digging.
Here in Latvia, the port of Liepāja, which was vital to the German army supply chain, was being targeted by Stalin's 51st Army. Hitler's crack SS Nordland division were ordered to hold the road to the town, no matter what the cost.
Steve, put your foot down, mate. I want to get there sometime today.
The team have a report of a possible SS position on a hill above the road, overrun in ferocious fighting by the 51st Army as they fought their way to the coast.
Right, we're here, guys.
The report from a local Latvian war expert said the body of an SS soldier was supposed to be buried just meters from where he was killed in a ruined cellar. The team's mission is to locate the soldier, dig up his body, and find out what really happened in this battle along the road to the sea.
Oh, look! Oh. Look at that. These are some really solid walls as well.
It's so exciting to read a report and then be standing in the exact location where the action is said to have happened.
What I think we need to do, guys, is give it a quick scan with detectors, just to make sure there's something in there.
Before these guys got their detectors and shovels out, I wanted to get my tactical brain out. I wanted to look around and see just how defensible this position was tactically. Come here, come down here, you can still see out. Look out here. Come on, put your MG42 out. This is a perfect machine gun position. Seriously, they'd have to have a sniper to get you, but they couldn't see you. Imagine your M42 helmet on your head, grass. I mean, look.
These guys were assessed.
I've been meaning to do this all day long. Just so you know, we got grass and you just can't see us at all. You could do well-aimed shots at Russians coming up.
And Russians were coming up in an open hill.
And that's what they did. They led with infantry here because the weather was too bad for them to use tanks. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're coming at you and you can just pick them off one by one.
This would have made for a great defensive position. It would have taken a massive barrage of the Soviet 51st Army's infantry and ammunition to take it.
The cellar was like a ready-made trench. It was ideal to defend from.
So the diggers' next job is to look for buried metal remnants of the battle.
To make sure we were in the right place, we needed to find evidence of a battle. We needed to find shrapnel. We needed to find cartridge cases. We needed to find relics.
I really got a good feeling about today.
Chris hands out the kit.
Let's make a move.
Sorted. I reckon around here somewhere.
Right, okay. Shove them down there.
Uneven ground, choked with weeds and tree roots, this hilltop is a tough technical challenge, even for these hardened diggers.
Right, go all metal. I don't want to miss anything on this guy today, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Full sensitivity?
Definitely.
Right, let's try and find this guy. We're expecting to find a helmet, buttons, badges, possibly even a weapon, cartridges. So anything like that will be worth digging just to see whether or not it leads us to this fallen soldier. Jeez, there's stuff everywhere.
There's a lot of iron. A lot of old iron, big bits of iron, probably shrapnel, I'd say. I'm not joking, I've got a fragmentation shell from a grenade. First thing.
Have you?
Look.
Oh, you have, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd got goosebumps all over. I collect World War II ordnance and I know my explosives. This was a Russian RG-42 grenade and it showed that the Red Army had been fighting right here.
RG-42. Nice one. Well done.
It was literally laying on the surface. No.
That's brilliant. Crikey. I mean, when this thing went off properly, you know, this fragmentation sleeve would have burst into 100 pieces and just it's like 100 mini bullets flying through the air. You've got to be a long distance away from that for it not to hurt. Yeah. Right, guys, be very mindful of how you're digging. Some of this stuff can still go bang, yeah?
Guys,
yup.
I have a bit of shrapnel with the drive band still intact, so it's definitely shrapnel.
Just one thing, how close to the surface of the finds are you getting?
Very close.
Yeah, very 2 inches,
same
3
here.
inches.
If the guy's here, he's not going to be very deep down because all the relics from World War II are in the first 2-3 inches.
Finds like this near the surface are the most vulnerable to thieves called black diggers.
This is what black diggers love because very little work for lots of reward. All they need is a decent badge, a decent medal, and they're 500–600 euros better off.
Black diggers are illegal battlefield looters, and while the rewards can be high, the risks are steep. The maximum sentence in Latvia for raiding archaeological sites is 4 years in jail.
See, that's more like it.
Another one?
Yeah.
That's another one of these...
Fragmentation sleeves.
Yeah.
Second one.
There's one hell of a battle going on here if we're finding all these fragmentation sleeves.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of grenade shards, there's a lot of grenade pieces, there's fragmentation sleeves. This shows me that this place was charged by a large group of men. If you're in anything less than an equivalently large group of men, it must have been absolutely terrifying.
There was lots of evidence in this area, piles of metal everywhere, evidence of a big battle.
It was great that we had evidence of the battle at the hilltop because that meant we are in the right place. But that was a massive problem as well.
Now we're going to have a great deal of difficulty, guys, pinpointing this guy with all the stuff that's on this site.
We could be here all day digging this.
Without more information, the diggers are stuck. So they've called in Latvian battlefield expert Viktors Dux and Helgi Bugrund, a Norwegian journalist. Helgi was the first to hear about this site and has spoken to a soldier who was here on the actual day of the battle.
This was in the end of October 1944. It was the start of the second Coulon battle. There was some guys from the 7th Company in the Regiment Norway was sitting on this hill.
The notorious SS, commanded by Heinrich Himmler, had almost 1 million soldiers in its ranks throughout the war, and at least 30% of them were non-Germans. The Nordland division was made up mostly of Nazi volunteers from Scandinavia, but commanded by German officers. Their distinctive badges and medals can fetch as much as $5,000 on the black market.
I know one guy from Norway which still lives, and he has told me the story what happened here. A big shell was hitting the cellar here.
Right.
And one German soldier with the name Max Griska didn't manage to get out. He got the roof over his legs. He was then screaming, "Help me, help me." At the same time, the Russians started to storm the hill. They threw a lot of hand grenades over here.
Hey, we found them all around here. We found the grenades.
The remaining soldiers, they had to flee. And this Norwegian soldier, he took a quick look down in the basement. And he saw this Max Griska sitting there. He was totally quiet at that time. The only chance for him now was to keep his mouth shut, because the Russian will hear him, and he could just hope that the Russian will pass the hill and go for the next one. They didn't.
That day would have been horrific. You're not entirely sure what's going on. Massive things exploding in front of you. It would have been hell on earth. It would have been horrible.
If you want to see, guys, I have a picture of him.
No.
This is Max Griska.
Oh, wow. Wow. He's a young fella. He's literally...
He's just like you. Your age.
Yeah.
So if that was me in Germany, I could have been him here.
Imagine you being here.
If you were a German, yeah. And remember, 2.2 million young men from Germany didn't come back from Eastern Europe.
Helgi was told a Latvian farm boy found the body in the cellar just after the war. He dragged it out and buried it nearby.
He buried him just where you are standing.
No. Just there?
Just there.
So Max is there?
Whoa. Max is there.
Helgi had been told the body was around 3 meters from the cellar entrance.
This is the power of place. It's spooky to be in a place where someone died and knowing how he died as well.
Thank you very, very much.
After we'd heard the story about Max, the most important thing that we needed to do was find him.
I called in some serious machine power.
Yes, what we want. Come on, son, come on.
So we've got to be really, really careful right now because we don't want to smash the bones up that are lying under there. More, please. More, no, just this bit, over and over. Layer by layer.
This bit has to go deeper.
Yeah.
I was looking out for the telltale signs that all diggers look for when they're trying to find a fallen soldier. A piece of metal, a piece of cloth, even a shard of bone.
But with nothing appearing in the earth, Adrian looks for clues in the undergrowth.
Trees grow better in good soil. Decomposing body improves the soil. Look at them trees, they're literally as long as a body. Like, look, if I lay down here...
No, you're right.
Look, this is literally the perfect size. So we actually think he might be laying here because it's a bit easier for the guy to drag him out.
Those trees are very, very young. Would the nutrients last that long?
No, it's nothing about the actual trees growing there for 60 years. It's just soil. So the first places these seeds would grow would be good soil, and that's probably better soil than here.
You know, I really, really like that idea. Okay.
Whoa! He sees us.
Stop. What's that over there? Where? Under there.
Yeah.
Clothing.
Boys, that's German uniform.
Please, be.
That is the German uniform.
Yeah, you know what? Wait,
yeah.
hey, Adrian, look at this. This is his pocket, and there's a hole for like an award.
Mate, I literally got goosebumps on right now. Finding a uniform in the ground was absolutely amazing. I felt ecstatic thinking, yes, this is Max. This is exactly the place.
We've got bits of uniform everywhere.
Look.
This is the fellow we're looking for. We need to get him out.
The team may have found clothing in the hole they have dug, but there's one crucial thing missing. But Adrian hasn't given up hope.
But there's another thing which you can do, is wash a bit of the actual material and see what colour it is. I'll tell you what, mate, it's black.
If it is black, don't forget we're in a SS position.
They didn't wear black uniforms.
They only want black to a parade, not in a field. No, it's just a Russian uniform that was dumped. But then we realised there's no bones, and it's just like a hit in the face thinking, well, it's not it.
It was so devastating not being able to find Max, but he wasn't where Helgi said he would be. And he could have been anywhere on that hilltop.
We started to reassess the situation, and the only thing we knew was what we were told about how Max was buried.
It was said the farmer's son returned to his old home after the war and buried Max just outside the cellar.
I'd say somewhere 3 meters right outside the door.
Don't forget, that was a road. That was definitely a road.
Not in front of the door. You're not going to walk out of your door, your basement, onto a road. I think he's right in front of the door, about 3 meters away, and only a few feet deep.
Okay.
Really, cut a box out in front of the door and see what happens.
Would you
this is too deep and too far away.
Would you bury a dead body right outside your door? All of us really want to find this guy, and we're not entirely sure where he is, so we've all got different ideas as to where he is, and the sun's beginning to go down. We've just got to be thorough. We get one chance to do this, don't we?
Yeah, you've got an hour to be thorough.
I know, okay.
And I'm saying...
So we're going to pull him forward a little bit.
And actually start digging on the
Come
other
straight
side.
into that area there, then.
Let's just think about this. We've got about an hour of sunlight left. Let's get a piece of paper and a pen. Let's draw this guy a map.
Craig is currently showing the Latvian driver a piece of paper with 2 squares on it with a number 3 on both sides and a 5 at the top, anticipating he will understand.
Leaving the excavator to dig to his plan, Craig takes Adrian to a spot near the cellar entrance to investigate by shovel.
So just start digging?
Yeah, dig it together.
Back with the excavator, Steve and Chris are giving up hope.
I don't think we're close at all. I don't think he's here. There's nothing at all. There's a trash pit over there. This place is full of World War II relics, but nothing else. He's not here.
9 out of 10 times you find absolutely nothing, and it can be the most depressing hobby on earth. But when you do find it, the reward feels absolutely great. Whoa, there's something big.
It's just a rock.
Something really big underneath, mate. Whoa. Is that what I think it is? We found a helmet, mate. I don't know if it's German or Russian yet, but... Oh, we found a helmet, mate. So it's worth digging around.
Hey! Steven!
We found a helmet!
couldn't believe it. I thought Craig's plan was nonsense, and it looked like he'd saved the day. Don't yank it.
So we have got
a Russian helmet.
A Russian helmet.
This wasn't Max, period. Okay, so we didn't find a war grave. We found a trash dump.
Start it, dig it.
With the area around it thoroughly dug, the cellar itself is now the guy's last hope.
I don't know, I mean, the sun's going down. They've got a few minutes left. They're sort of grasping for straws now.
But it's soon clear it contains nothing but soil.
I think we should stop.
Do you?
Yeah, I agree.
I think we should leave this as it is. Stop, stop. No
more.
Stop. Just stop, mate. Just stop everything.
Just close off.
Stop.
Although it was likely the battle that killed Max had happened here, without any more leads to go on, the diggers weren't going to get any more understanding of what happened on this hilltop without destroying it. It was time to call it a day. Determined to piece together the battle for the road to Liepaja, the team have an excellent new lead. An old SS veteran told Latvian war experts he'd buried 15 of his comrades in the cellar of a ruined farmhouse called Sireli, just half a mile from where the guys dug yesterday.
Right, let's not get carried away. Let's get the detectors out and scan this place thoroughly. Yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
Do it.
Really excited. We've got a new lead, and hopefully we're going to find something on this hill.
Right, I reckon today we go all metal.
Yeah? If the Russian report's accurate, this area got hit by a really big artillery barrage, so there should be bits of shrapnel, nose fuses, mortar fins, the whole works out in that field.
I agree. Okay, and I reckon the best place to start would be right there.
In October 1944, Hitler's SS troops occupied the cellars of certain hilltop buildings all along the road towards the Baltic coast for protection and to fire down on the advancing Soviets. Before they hike up the hill, the team need evidence that they are in the right place.
Just need one thing, just something concrete. Did you get anything, Chris?
You might be interested in that. I've got no idea what it is.
Excellent. Looks like a Russian 7.62. Little pistol round that they used in their submachine guns.
Okay.
That's great. That means the Russians were definitely here.
Excellent.
So with that bit of information, now's the time to get up on the top of that hill.
You know what? If that's there, then there's definitely more stuff around, mate.
Stop and look around.
Yeah.
Look back toward Russia.
That is some view.
Yeah, you can see a lot better. My bet is if we go higher, that's where the defensive positions are going to be. I mean, just on the other side of this hill, perfect place to hide. Look down in the valley. You can see the road. They can't see you.
Yeah.
This is a great firing position.
I agree.
This is exactly where I put an anti-tank battery. This is excellent terrain to defend.
So the team go into the wooded hilltop to look for the remains of the farmhouse, though it's unlikely much remains of it above ground.
That is it.
Wood.
Wood, stones. Yeah.
There's barbed wire over here. Nothing I was seeing was telling me this was going to be an easy dig. It was completely overgrown and the cellar was supposed to be underneath it all somewhere. Further down, further down, further down.
Whoa.
While Chris, Adrian and Stephen concentrate on the middle of the wood, Craig sweeps the outer edge.
Hey guys, I found it. I think I found it. Come over here.
What? What is it?
I think I found the cellar.
Whoa! Whoa.
What you got?
No, big round,
well.
square hole. This is a building.
Oh my God.
So that's the cellar
There's
entrance.
no wire there.
It's very small for a cellar.
It's got to be beneath it, isn't it? I saw the stairs going down. I was feeling this is our cellar. Time to get the excavator in pronto.
Oh, there it is.
70 years ago, what happened at this place must have been unimaginable. The big battle that took place here resulted in the deaths of a lot of men. But one man was left alive, and he took 15 of his friends, and he gave them a half-decent burial before he got himself to safety.
Here! Okay, then over this way.
That's a brick.
It's a brick.
Bricks.
Okay, right. It's good, it's good.
There, look.
Yeah, perfect. That's it, that's great. Over. Bogovic. Thank you. Hot.
Wait.
Okay, get in. Detectors.
Tell you what, I can see space.
The earth is loose, the telltale sign of an old underground cavity.
Get the JCB and get this part removed.
Do you know what? This could be our cellar.
If there's those German soldiers in there, it could well be that they're all kitted out, and if they're all kitted out, they could have Sturmgewehrs, they could have rifles, they could have machine guns. Just so exciting.
Hey, wait, what's that by your foot? That little cylinder thing. Look to your foot, right there.
Holy shit! That's a German 20mm shell.
Get this out of the way before the tractor runs over it.
20mm shells are found all over the old Eastern Front, and even after 70 years in the ground, they can still pack a punch.
May I?
Yeah, of course you can.
I knew the Nazis made their ammunition well, but even I was surprised that this stuff had still got some bang left in it, even after 70 years in the Latvian soil.
Not bad for 70-year-old gunpowder, is it? Cordite.
There was clearly fighting at this site, and to find out more about the battle on this hill, Craig met up with Valdis Kuzmins of Latvia's War Museum.
Those cellars were used by Germans and Russians as well as bunkers. Very well made.
Okay.
They didn't have any time, both sides, to start digging and to build the proper trenches. So they moved in and used what was there. Germans used MG42 machine guns. There's 500 meters. It's perfect for this weapon. And Russians used machine pistols with the pistol bullets, so it's not so good at that range, 200 meters at most.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. We found a machine pistol cartridge just over there, which is about where the Russians were coming. We've got a beautiful day here. Probably not so in 1944. What was the weather like?
Totally different. It was a lot of rain, very wet, and the ground was very kind of muddy. The ground you see around here, like those ravines, when you see the water is, the tank cannot move over that place.
So the Russians were sitting ducks. And the only things the Russians could do were sort of dismount and take this hill
and try to
on foot.
That's right. If they used tanks at the beginning, those tanks would be destroyed.
They would be bogged down and they would be picked off one by one.
That's right.
So they sent in their infantry to get slaughtered and to pick off the Germans if they could to take the hill, which they eventually did.
Yes, that's what happened.
That's incredible.
Now the team know how ferocious the hand-to-hand combat was on this hill, they are more hopeful than ever that they'll find the bodies.
I'll go here and you chuck that. That's a support beam for these two higher beams.
Okay, right.
Do you agree?
So what, roof falling down?
I have no idea. All I know is that that's a structure underneath these two beams.
Look, that's a wall, because you've got 1, 2, 3.
It was nothing like the stone farm cellar the team investigated yesterday.
We'd found a structure about 2 or 3 meters square. Really exciting.
There's a floor there now, so what I'm basically trying to do is just dig that whole thing out, and then we are pretty much done.
Was this a military structure, or was it just a farmhouse? Did it ever contain German soldiers, dead or alive? We just needed a clue. Wait.
Oh. German. 7.92 Mauser.
So guys, here we got MP44, also known as Sturmgewehr. I love this gun because this is the first ever assault rifle, the most important rifle at the moment in modern warfare. And this is where it really started.
So what's the difference between an assault rifle and a normal rifle? Why does it make it different?
It's not close range weapon, it's an actual rifle.
Right.
That shoots automatic fire. That is it, boys. And you don't load 5, you load 30 bullets in at once.
Yeah.
You got this bad boy, yeah?
Come on.
Is that marked MP44 or STG?
It's marked MP44.
Wow.
So that's an early one, then.
Very rare. I've never owned one. When you see them on the market, $25,000, $30,000. And if it's an MP44, like that one is, that's unobtainable.
Whoa. For me, guys, the best small arms weapon of World War II.
Yeah. MP44, Eastern Front, epic.
Back at the hilltop, all the team have to show for their dig is German ammo.
So a German 7.92 Mauser cartridge, one German 20mm cartridge.
Both unfired.
Yeah.
German position for sure.
Must be a German position.
It's probably not a cellar. It's a bunker, trench. I don't know. I even thought at one point, I thought it could have just been the foundations of a really, really old house.
It was a blow. We got a big structure here, but it wasn't what we were looking for.
Unable to find the cellar full of dead SS soldiers, the diggers need a new lead.
Nothing down there. Nothing down there at all.
So we'd found some evidence that there was a battle here, but we weren't finding anything concrete. So I suggested to Chris that we widen our search, and then he go around looking in the adjacent field.
I wasn't expecting to find anything. And all of a sudden I got a really, really good signal. Wasn't sure what I dug up. And when that happens, there's only one person to call.
Dave! Oh my good lord.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, well, we don't want to be carrying that around. We'll put that down on the floor.
I guess I'm lucky to be alive.
It's a German incendiary bomb. Chris was really lucky. If that thing was complete and he'd hit it with his shovel, he wouldn't be here now. That is one cool find. You can actually find a lot of these fins in England.
That's why I thought it was something bad, because I find a lot of them just lying about, and they're artillery, aren't they?
No. This is an aerial incendiary bomb. These were dropped in their thousands on London and.
See, I wasn't entirely sure what they were.
And you know, everywhere, Coventry. But the kids used to collect the fins. So in the war, you'd go around, and if you got an incendiary bomb fin, you were like, you know, the bee's knees. That was it.
Question, Steve: is it German or Russian?
No, it's German.
The port town of Liepaja was vital to the German supply line, and as the Russians got closer, it appears the Nazis used everything they had to try and stop them, even using incendiary bombs like this, normally used for dropping on cities.
You know what that means? The Germans were bombing this hill, not the Russians.
Not the Russians.
Right, I see.
So what that means is, although this hill could have been owned by both Russians and Germans at different points in time, that tells me that this was a Russian hilltop at some point during the battle.
Okay. Yeah.
If the hilltop changed hands and was occupied by the Soviets, this was bad news for the search. The Russians would probably have used the buildings, taken the equipment, and dumped the bodies elsewhere. The team's best option now is to move on.
I don't give up easily, and for us, failure's not an option. We had to find something concrete that would give us a clue. A piece of ordnance, a body, something to tell us what happened here.
So the team carry on the hunt, following the path of the German retreat north from the hilltops to the trench lines behind, where locals had said fierce fighting had taken place. But with no hard evidence, it's down to Craig's tactical know-how.
Okay, so if I was a German officer, I'd put my fighting positions right along that tree line on the front slope of the hill.
Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
Take care.
Find some stuff, eh?
While Craig, Chris and Stephen scout high ground to the north, Adrian investigates what looks like an abandoned German foxhole.
Well, I've got a signal at the moment. It's quite deep. I don't know what it is. It could be something precious or something dangerous. I've dug quite deep, so it shouldn't be too far. Jesus Christ. When you're a digger, it's so easy to mistake ordinary objects for extraordinary things. There is something called the digger's eye that kicks in. So you're so focused on what you're looking for, you see things which are not there. So when I found that piece of skull, I had to get a second opinion. Guys!
Hello? What's up?
Come here quickly!
Yeah, we're coming, buddy!
What's up? What would you say that is?
It's like a skull to me.
It was very emotional, but we had to stay focused because we had to find out who was he, or at least what side was he on, to be able to get him buried in the right graveyard. I've just seen something.
Oh, you got a button. Well done.
Got a button, and it's a Russian tunic button.
Beautiful. Well done.
Excellent.
Good spot. Good find.
My gut told me this guy had been an unlucky soldier in Stalin's Red Army.
I've just had another look at that button that we came up with earlier.
Oh yeah.
This isn't Russian. This is German. Oh. This is like off a bread bag, something like that.
Right. Okay.
This is German.
The German bread bag, known officially as an N31, wasn't just for food. Fastened to a soldier's belt, it was for carrying all his basic needs, including papers and toiletries.
This is slightly confusing. So does that mean this was a German, or this was a Russian with a German bag on him?
It's ironic that the more we dig, the less we understand about this guy.
It looked like a 50-50 call, whether he was Russian or German. And you might not think that's important, but it is, because if you get it wrong, you're going to send him to the wrong graveyard.
As night falls, the diggers have found no identifying dog tags and need to find something that can give them at least this soldier's nationality.
So at the moment we're looking for some sort of identification of this guy. See if he's German or a Russian. But at the moment, just finding a hell of a lot of shrapnel down here. And buttons, German buttons, with Russian rounds all around him. No answers. No answers at all. Okay.
Well, if he's that close to a huge explosion, his weapon could be 100 yards that way, 100 yards that way, in pieces.
See, if you're gonna get hit by shrapnel, boosh, the dog tags could fly off any direction.
Yeah.
Your gun could fly off in any direction.
Yeah.
Any metal that's on your body could just get annihilated and shot in any direction.
No weapon, no helmet.
But again, weapon could be there, helmet could be there, dog tags could be there. If this thing's blown him apart as much as we think he has, the chances of him actually being with him and on him is actually, if you think about it, quite limited.
Yeah. An explosion doesn't just rob a man of his life. It takes away his identity. Everything is gone.
That bone needs removing.
Okay, we have something odd here.
Why?
Oh shit, that's not a grenade pin, right?
That is an absolutely unbelievable find.
It's a shaver.
It's a razor.
This is the guy's razor.
Oh, wow.
Last time I did that, it looked just like that. It was a grenade
I wondered
pin.
why you were getting out of the hole then. You found, you have it. You just found his razor. The guy was shaving with that.
Wow. Wow.
That is an unbelievable find.
That is amazing, isn't it?
So personal.
How personal is that? I mean, just incredible.
That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? He used that perhaps daily, part of his life. Very, very personal. Wow, phenomenal. Just makes you feel that little bit closer to the guy.
He was the last person to touch that apart from you.
Yeah.
I know my relics, and this was a German Wehrmacht safety razor.
Finally, after all the looking, we found a piece of evidence to strongly suggest that this guy was German.
You know, the other thing that makes me think he might be German is that razor's actually a good razor.
Yeah.
Would a Russian really have a razor that good?
The razor has convinced all of the diggers. They can't identify this soldier by name, but they do know his nationality, which means the guys can send his remains to lie in a German graveyard.
Yes, we cannot put a definite name to that person, but even to be buried as an unknown German soldier, I think that person died brave and deserves a normal grave, regardless of the nationality or whoever he was. Because this is not a place to be buried in like that.
No, it's not.
You know, it's funny. Russian front is so big, right? It's just big. Just makes it feel small and personal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you take a, battlefield from a history book, and now we're standing with one story.
The diggers have found evidence of ferocious fighting on hilltop positions and trenches.
Really, really brought home to me how terrified and tired the young soldiers would have been on both sides.
We'll never know the name of the German soldier we found.
What was important was that we'd got this guy away from the horrific place that he'd died. And we would be able to bury him with honour.
At a German war cemetery in Latvia, it's now time for this soldier to make his final journey.
This place is serene, it's calm, it's beautiful, which is completely the opposite of the hell that he would have died in, with shrapnel flying everywhere and his friends dying. It feels right that we've brought him here. Here's the fallen soldier.
Oh, this.